Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started.
And we are underway from Kansas City.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Fitzpatrick. Completes it to Samuel. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Fitzpatrick going to give to Gibson. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. From the 6. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Let's go.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll work this forward for a about 3 at 2nd down. They go play fake. Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 51 yards.
I think you can make a fair case for Tyreek Hill being the most explosive player in the NFL when he gets his hands on the football, and that was Exhibit A.
And I'll tell you what a bird's eye view I've got here, because that was absolutely something else to watch. Not a lot of wiggle in that. That was catch it and go, and to use those wheels of his, to absolute devastating effect.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Tyreek Hill there to make the grab. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Mahomes will throw for it. And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Chris Jones coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. A tight one. 8-7 our score after 1 on EA Sports. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. It'll go as a gain of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. A 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
From the 38, Mahomes eluding the pressure right. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 62 yards. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So they try for 2, successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So 2 successful 2-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or 2-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
And he returns this to the 22.
Let's go.
Fitzpatrick and the rest of the Washington offense back out onto the field.
Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination.
Yeah, a little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass. No interceptions for him personally to this point.
He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Washington on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just lock one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs on 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Hey, 43, 15. Check that. Mike 52 right here. I got it. Check 52's the mark. Check 52's the mark. I got you.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flushed out right. A throw right side taken in by the tight end Gray. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. 2nd and 6. Here's Mahomes to throw. On the slant, he's got Hardman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st down, Mahomes. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Check 26, check 26.
Now a give. This is McKinnon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. Nicole Hardman with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get...
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the... So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. A handoff for Gibson. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Hardman on the return. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard, 8-yard return. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with great starting field position and 1 timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. And going deep for Hill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing in this case. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So we reach an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. All right, Coach. Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime. I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On 2nd and inches, Mahomes escaping the pressure right. Catch is made by Hardman. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And that is incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now here's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Handoff, it's McKinnon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 49 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time. And
he will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. Mahomes going to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. A throw to the flat here for McKissick. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Throwing now is Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive, because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Well, let's see where they turn on third and goal. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so. I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you were... yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, my kicker's hurting this spot. No, okay.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. His throw complete right side to Bates, the tight end. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Fitzpatrick to throw it. Open man is Samuel, complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Fitzpatrick from the gun on third down. And the Chiefs are going to get him. It was Melvin Ingram that time who shot in to bring him down. We're back now in KC. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
But we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit, both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved. They're moving the ball well.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. The one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, They often stay on the field longer than you expect.
That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second and 16. Mahomes now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They run once more with McKinnon. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 76 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. They'll try and run with McKinnon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They run it with McKinnon. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
Yeah, they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked-off folks on the other sideline now.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A huge play there for Washington.
Boy, Charles, you have to be impressed with how Terry McLaurin has quickly become one of the better receivers in the NFL, and this is all effort here.
Fitzpatrick now to throw on 1st down.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
A run here for J.D. McKissick.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. The extra point by Sly is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. This one fielded at the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Chiefs offense and Tyreek Hill heading back out onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. And going deep for Hill. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play there for KC. Patrick Mahomes, he can do everything seemingly, and that time he just reared back and let it fly. On first down now, run with McKinnon. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Here again is McKinnon. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try with McKinnon. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So it was the passing game that got him down here. The closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
It certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Mahomes will throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep running.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.